Hello and welcome. I am super delighted that you're here. Let me give you a heads up right here at the start. Attendance to this should have come with a warning label. The warning label would read, "The danger seen in the future is closer than it appears. Serious or fatal consequences will occur if you don't take immediate action on what you are about to see." We need to have an urgent conversation about our future, your future, and the future that's waiting for your children. The stakes for you and your family have never been higher. My goal here is by the time we're done, you will know exactly what to do to make yourself indispensable in this fast-changing, hyper-competitive, and challenge-riddled future that lies ahead. When we are done, you will know the exact steps to take to become irreplaceable and highly paid in our new modern-day economy. I've prepared a vital assessment for you. It'll identify just how economically viable and ready you are or are not for what's coming ahead. I think you will find our discussion here today very enlightening and for some, downright alarming. But either way, you will know exactly how to take back control and successfully navigate the wild ride that is ahead of us. And I promise you'll leave this short time that we spend here together with a full action plan on how to make this year your year, the year of your birth, into a bona fide hero. We can build you into a hero to your team, a hero to your family, a hero to your community, and all those looking to you and counting on you. And I know that those are big promises, but I've done all the laborious work up front to prepare all this for you. You just need to be fully locked in and focused to receive it and ready to take action on the instructions that I'll give you. Are you with me? Are you ready? If you decide not to continue with me here or click off early, you risk missing out on some of the most vital information you need to protect your family and your financial future. So let's go. Okay, well, just in case you haven't noticed, the world is changing faster now than ever. Our lives post-pandemic will never be the same, and there is no end in sight to the constant disruption, crises, and unrest. Everything that we knew to be true is being turned upside down. Nothing is as it was, and nothing is sacred any longer. All the rules of the game are being rewritten. No country, currency, industry, company, or profession, and certainly no individual is safe from displacement. Everyone is vulnerable. Everyone is caught in the chaos, and no one is coming to save you. Only you can save yourself. Only you can save your future and save the future of your family. We are all being subjected to massively disrupted technologies, the proliferation of artificial intelligence, and the deployment of robots, and it's happening at terminal velocity. With all the change and progress and disruption that we are experiencing, understand that we are only at the beginning, and it will only accelerate from here. While technology is multiplying our capabilities as a civilization, too many people are still operating with old and antiquated beliefs, outdated methodologies, and poor execution skills. Through this modernization movement, a massive gap in our socioeconomics has occurred. We've already started seeing the effects globalization and robotics technology are having on replacing low-skill jobs, and we are still only at the beginning of feeling its effects. It is projected that robots will displace more than 73 million jobs in the United States alone with only the next 5 to 10 years. In case you don't have a calculator handy, that's 35% of the entire adult population who suddenly and permanently will be out of a job. That ought to grab your attention. But you're thinking, well, I don't work in a low-skilled job, so this doesn't affect me. Well then, pay close attention starting now. Computerization, automation technologies are also eliminating many medium-skilled jobs. Mid-skilled labor forces are being relegated to lower positions, and their wages are becoming increasingly cheaper, even though that they are working harder and longer. What awaits them is a gloomy future. Permanent, hard, and exhausting work for the rewards of only being able to tread water, hopefully. These are currently well-paying jobs in finance, accounting, legal, retail, hospitality and leisure, IT and telecom, media, PR and marketing, medical and health services, education and entertainment, transportation, project management, analysts, clerks, customer service agents, and many more. These positions are quickly being replaced by new, smart technologies. This is widening the gap even further, the gap between the haves and the have-nots. Have you noticed? As you know, income inequality has been rising in the United States and in most Western civilizations around the world, and that inequity is accelerating. But even scarier is the inequity is not equal across all socioeconomic groups. MIT economist David Autor points out that there are actually two different effects taking place. One is the middle is being compressed into the bottom, And 2 is the top performers are doing a lot better than the rest. I'm sure you've noticed that as well. The future of the economy is a combination of extremes between low-skilled, low-wage workers and high-skilled, high-paid individuals. The question here today is, which group do you want to be in? If you say, well, Darren, I'd like to be in the high-skilled, high-paid group. If so, then I have a few urgent questions for you. Are you ready? The questions are, what are you doing now to prepare yourself from being made obsolete tomorrow? Do you even know what to do to become indispensable in this new reality? Do you know what unique skills would make you essential, irreplaceable, invaluable, and highly paid in any future economy, no matter what crisis comes or how technology progresses? You see, those are good questions, right? Even more important is you knowing the answer. But do you? I will give you the answers here in a second. Stay focused with me here. Already, we have progressed to where too many people have become overqualified and overcompensated for the positions that they still hold and for the services that they currently provide. Those services can now, or soon will be, replaced with technology and, quote, mechanized intelligence at a fraction of the cost. Hear me now. It is not a matter of if, only how fast. Those in the gap, if they don't adapt, if they don't pivot, if they don't move from where the puck was and start heading to where the puck is going, they will miss their shot at a financially safe, secure, and abundant future completely. And they will be putting themselves and their families on a path towards serious peril. Are you following me here? This is an urgent call to action here. The compression of the middle class into the bottom is why renowned economist Tyler Cowen claims average is now overrated, and overcompensated, meaning the middle is now over. Where the middle class was is now the gap. So back to the all-important question you have to make. Which side of the gap do you want to find yourself? On the low-paid, overworked bottom or the essential, highly paid top? That is the choice for you to make. Oh, and if you don't actively make that choice, it will be made for you. So what will separate the two? The difference between the two is what Cowen calls a skills polarization. Now, I hope you're asking, okay, Darren, what skills exactly? Well, take a guess at it. What do you think is the most important skill to bridge this gap? To be sure that you and your family find yourself on the top side of this gap equation and not at the bottom. That is the all-important question for you to address, and quickly. That is why we are here today. For me to be sure that you have the answer, and I'll give it to you. The most vital skill that will make you indispensable and highly paid, no matter the economy, no matter the crisis or technological future, is leadership. The skill to lead other human beings. You see, the only one thing robots can't replace is being human. It will be humans building, operating, and deploying these advanced technologies, and humans need to connect with and be led by humans. It is the one essential role robots cannot fill, the role of humans needing human leadership. Do you understand that? That is why, as a result, there is this desperate need for effective human leadership. Leadership designed in and for the modern world. Hey, look, the world is crying out for smart, skilled, and emotionally intelligent leadership to effectively lead the multi-generational and ethnically diverse human workforce that we find ourselves in this new modern world. So you want to become indispensable, right? You want to become highly invaluable, highly paid, highly sought after, right? You want to become a person of significance and positive consequence, right? This is your chance if you choose to step up to acquire the modern skills of leadership. The problem to overcome is this. Everything that you currently know about leadership is wrong. And this is really bad news. If this is going to be your bridge to get you and your family across the gap and to the top. But the good news here today is we can fix it today. Stick with me here and I will show you how. The reason why all you know about leadership is wrong is because what you know about leadership, you learned from your daddy or your granddaddy and the other adult authority figures in your life during your development and coming of age years. What most people don't realize is this: 98% of everything that we know, do, act, and behave, we learned by mimicking, not study. Without knowing it, you are mimicking 20th century leadership. That is who you were acculturated by. Leaders who themselves were products of their era, products of the industrial age and shaped by two world wars, Vietnam, Korea, and the Cold War. That era required a very different kind of leadership, a military industrial complex, command and control, patriarchal, top-down, rank and file, do not question, do as I say, not as I do, and because I am the boss type of leadership. But as my Texas friends like to say, that dog don't hunt no more. Not in this new modern world. But you are still, unconsciously mind you, mimicking the leadership patterns that you learned from them. And you wonder why. You might have trouble connecting with, motivating, persuading, and getting others to follow your influence. The world, society, our culture, and the diversity of our workforce has radically changed. And because the world has changed, leadership must also change, and radically. In the modern culture, we now have 5 generations working in the workforce at the same time. That is unprecedented. Builders, boomers, Gen X, Y, and Z, all acculturated during very different eras, all possessing wildly different worldviews, perspectives, expectations, sensitivities, values, motivations, drives, desires, and ambitions. The growth rate of women in the workforce now surpasses men, and more men are staying at home with children. That is unprecedented. Ethnic minorities are becoming the majority in the workforce. That is unprecedented. And globalization, the need and value of having a globally distributed team powered by the new virtualization of work relationships, that also is unprecedented. All this creates a desperate need for a new type of leadership. Leadership equipped with new skills for these new dynamics. Compassionate, human-centered, and emotionally intelligent leadership. Leadership that knows how to enroll, connect with, engage, sync up, harmonize, and drive this diverse workforce to excellence and consistent high performance. Do you know how to do that? Predictably and consistently in any economic climate and in any crisis? And are you sure? So this assessment will quickly determine if you are ready to lead, if you have what it takes to be indispensable, invaluable, and highly paid in this new world we find ourselves in today. It'll be fun. Let's take a look under the hood, so to speak. You will at least want to know where you stand. There are 21 critical skills needed to lead in the 21st century. We'll just quickly assess a dozen or so of them here. Just jot down on your notepad either yes or no to each of the questions. Yes means absolutely 100%. You know how to do this thing and you demonstrate this thing consistently. Otherwise, mark it no, so that you know where you still need to grow. And don't worry about writing down the question. Just mark down the number of yeses and the number of nos as we go. You ready? The answers to these questions will predict your future. Okay, let's begin. Number 1, do you know how to motivate different people of different age generations, different sexes, and different ethnic groups differently? Do you know how the different values and core motivations of, say, a baby boomer is different than from somebody, say, in Generation X? Or even the significant difference between millennials and Generation Z, and the variant differences within each of them depending on their gender, ethnicity, or geography? Write down either yes, 100%, I do, or no. Number 2, do you know how to effectively boost your self-confidence and build the self-confidence in all those that you lead, no matter their age, race, gender, geography, or culture? This is a vital leadership skill. There are 6 progressive steps in doing this. They will work in boosting the self-confidence of your team as well as your family at home. Do you know exactly how to get your younger team members or the awesome women that you lead to finally step into their courage, speak up, and start leading? This is super important. So write down either yes, you do, 100%, or no. Number 3, do you know how to inspire hope and mobilize others under a great common cause, a great mission, and the grand goals that you have for your team and enterprise? There are 3 drivers to do this. Do you know what those are? Write down either yes or no. By the way, don't worry if you don't have all the answers. I won't leave you hanging. I promise to show you where you can get all the answers to all these questions, the training and ongoing guidance that you'll need to becoming the heroic leader that we are counting on for you to become. But keep paying close attention, as this is outlining exactly what you need to know to rise as a leader in the modern era. Okay, continuing. Number 4, do you know how to effectively connect emotionally with others to get them to fight, work day and night, and run through walls with you? There are 4 prime drivers. Learn to tap them, and you can build and lead a fierce and mighty team. Do you know them? Write down either yes or no. And number 5, do you know how to effectively engage in crucial confrontations and difficult conversations that leave people feeling empowered and grateful versus criticized and discouraged? There is a 6-point preparation and education and execution framework to do this the right way. Do you know them? Write down either yes or no. Number 6, do you know the leading questions to draw people out and have them reveal their core needs and motivations to you? There are 3 that work every time, and 3 more to follow up with. Well, yes or no? Number 7, do you know the 4 critical behaviors for driving excellence and high performance in your organization without burning them out? This is an essential skill, especially that last part these days. Yes or no? Number 8, do you know how to foster a culture of growth, courage, and innovation on a team? There are 8 driving factors. This is critical stuff, especially in these tough times. Do you know them? Write down either yes or no. How you doing so far? Oh, there's more diagnosis to do here. Number 9, do you know how to cultivate an ownership mindset and autonomous leaders so that you can stop micromanaging or having to put out fires continually? If you learn this, it will liberate you and give you your time freedom back. There is a specific training process that you want to use on all those that you have in your organization to achieve this. Do you know how to do this? Either yes or no. Number 10, do you know how to properly hold people accountable to a high standard of performance in a way that inspires them and doesn't debilitate them? There's a fine line between being a strong and driving leader and being perceived as an a-hole by those that you lead. You definitely need to know where that line is, and the difference in team performance is dramatic. There's a specific system for this. Do you know it? Either yes or no. And number 11, do you know how to keep yourself and your team fully focused, actively engaged, and consistently disciplined? There are several mechanisms to use to do this. Yes or no? Number 12, and finally, do you know how to identify and grow other effective leaders under your leadership? Identifying the right people so that you don't waste your time and resources on the wrong people is crucial. And there is a specific training and development process to use on those that you identify. Yes or no? Well, how'd you do? Do your results rattle you a bit? I hope so. Most people already in leadership positions or not don't know all that they need to know about being a modern leader in a modern world. It is my intention to shake you by the shoulders here, to wake you up to the growth that you need to stay relevant and become indispensable in this new brave world that is ahead of us. Okay, now I just gave you the questions to the test. What if I also gave you the answers? The ability to say yes to every one of those questions. Would that be helpful to you? Instead of having to step into the unknown in the attempt to try to discover the answers on your own haphazardly, mostly through trial, error, and injury to you, to your team, and to your family and future, what if I helped you skip all that time and pain and just gave you the answers to the test and then took you by the hand and guided you through all the tests and trials in order for you to be successful? Would that be a relief to you? For those unfamiliar with my epic journey, I have built, grown, and sold more than a dozen successful companies over the last 35 years. Each of them I had to recruit, indoctrinate, cultivate, and drive top talent to high performance. Teams often distributed all over the country and operating in different parts of the world. The media enterprises that I built put me in direct contact with the greatest thought leaders, authors, psychologists, and economists that there is in the world, and it brought me up close and personal with the most successful business icons of our lifetime. I was given full access to study their strategic playbooks and permission to interrogate their executive teams of the world's greatest leaders in order to package and publish their success profiles on my TV shows or in my print publication. Over the last several decades, I've also been the personal advisor or mentor to thousands of global CEOs and top business leaders, helping them build their high-performance growth teams and cultures. In other words, I've already taken the long journey, traveled the millions of miles around the globe, spent the tens of thousands of hours studying, interviewing, and curating and testing, refining, and proving what actually works in the real world, in this modern world. And now you can skip having to go through all of that and can just have the answers that you need on how to lead in the challenges of today simply handed to you. Would that be helpful to you? That growth development system has all been distilled into what is called the hero's journey, a growth adventure in becoming a modern leader. My entire 35-year professional epic adventure, all the research, testing, and real-life applications, and all the treasure collected along the way is distilled into this right here. Just think of all the time, energy, and effort that you get to save and how much your hero's journey can be accelerated. Listen to me here. You are a leader, an example, an influencer. If you lead a family, a peer group, a church group, or a charity, a sports team, a team at work, or out in your neighborhood, you are a leader. Every one of you included. Yeah, I'm talking to you right now. You watching me here, you're a leader. As a social species, we are all called to be leaders. We are all called to be positive examples to others, to inspire the best within all of those in our witness. That is the growth adventure that we take together. We will mold, shape, grow, and develop you into a modern leader, one fit for the fast, dynamic, and ever-changing times that we live in today. While you might not feel like a hero now, you'll just have to trust me on this when I tell you that a hero lies within you. We only have to draw it out. If you were invited here by your leader or somebody else, know that they too see something inside you. They see that you are special, maybe in a way that you don't see just yet yourself. I can help you draw it out. I know you might be thinking things like, do I even have enough experience to lead? Am I ready? Do I have to give up my position and risk failing as a leader? Those are all totally normal doubts. My own A-team members have struggled with this and those very questions. They even wondered if they had the capacity to lead and still have time for their family. I can help you learn how to be an effective leader without costing you your life. How you can be both a mom or a dad or a friend and still lead. In fact, learning to lead will give you more control over your life and certainly more control over leading it in every area. Over the 5 stages and 21 training modules of our hero's journey together, chisel strike by chisel strike, we will sculpt you into the hero that you were designed to be. When you complete the hero's journey, you will have developed the attributes of a leader of consequence. You will possess the power to now bestow boons onto your team, onto your family, and the world around you. Here's a for instance. This is Misty Lown. Misty is from a small town in Wisconsin, population 18,711, and the mother of 5 children. When Misty found us, she was successful, but overworked, exhausted, and stressed out as a dance studio owner. Through her hero's journey with us, she finally learned how to be a leader, not just a producer. This allowed her to grow her dance studio revenue significantly, and with significantly less time and energy from her. Now freed up, she also built a licensing business, teaching other studio owners how to lead and grow their studios and still have a life as she has. She is now positively influencing the lives of over 250 studio owners who influence the lives of over 100,000 children every single week. Misty now has several million-dollar businesses and 2 thriving nonprofit organizations that mostly manage themselves due to her now developed leadership skills. So she can still be a fully engaged mom, terrific wife, and a great friend to many. That is what you want too, right? To experience success at work, knowing that you're making a positive impact in people's lives, and be all that you want to be for your family too. We have thousands and thousands of these hero stories that we've helped create. So who's next? Is it going to be you? This right here is a clarion call for those who desire to be leaders. The hero's journey is my magnum opus, my tour de force. This is the most important work that I have ever done. It is the crown jewel in my legacy. It is the culmination of my own epic leadership adventure condensed down into one full development program, the Hero's Journey Cycle. To help you fully see the depth of what's inside here, it's important that I confess. You see, I really had to work at this emotional, intelligent leadership stuff. You might know that I was raised by a university football coach father. He had one love language, achievement. You succeeded or you were shunned. So this drove me to work hard, to develop discipline, grit, resiliency, and a hearty hustle, to do whatever it took to succeed so that I could make my dad proud. Thus, as an individual producer, I did well. In selling environmental products door to door or in real estate sales, I just outgrinded, outfailed, and outworked everyone else around me. I clawed my way to the top through sheer will and brute force. But this advantage as an individual producer turned into a real disadvantage when I had to enlist the help of others. When I started building the television networks, I needed the help of a diversely talented team. And I quickly discovered, oh snap, other people are different. They aren't like me at all. Not better or worse, just different. They think differently than I do. They work differently than I do. They aren't motivated by what I'm motivated by. Just teaching them to do what I did and expecting them to do what I would do, well, that failed terribly and quickly. I learned the hard way. Being a sole producer and being a leader of others that I need to produce, that was a radically different skill, 180 degrees different, in fact. The attributes that made me successful before were the very reasons for my failure now. And not even having had a mother growing up and a brute for a father, I had no idea how to nurture others. Empathy, openness, emotional intelligence, those were all foreign languages and concepts to me. So, because I had to work so hard at learning this skill for myself, is probably the reason why I became so good at it. I have intensely worked on the skills for leading an age, gender, race, and culturally diverse and globally distributed team for 25 plus years now. The results of my enterprises are proof positive, and it is most certainly why my small yet mighty A team is so powerfully productive today. I'll document it for you. We'll compare ourselves to the biggest, fastest growing, and most profitable sector, the top 10 most profitable tech giant companies. They average $249,716 in revenue output per employee. That is what is called revenue per head count. As a collective, our A team produces not equal to the top 10 most valuable companies in the world, not 2 times more than them, not 3 times more, but 5 times more than that benchmark. And way more importantly, these couple of dozen superstars on our A team, their work impacts the lives of more than 1.6 billion people annually. Finding, keeping, and leading these amazing humans is no accident. It is not luck. It is not a happy accident or good fortune. It is a skill, and one that I can teach you if you're up for it. Here's one of our heroes and what happened to him. This is John Glutch. When John found us, he was already a top 50 real estate agent in the Phoenix, Arizona area. But after learning the skills to lead in the modern era, he started his own company and went from the top 50 to the top 25, doubling his revenue and at the same time doubling his margins. And get this, he moved his family from Arizona to San Diego here in California. John no longer even sells homes himself. He effectively leads his team from his beautiful home 400 miles away, yet his business continues to dominate the Phoenix real estate market and now beyond. John has the full freedom to be an awesome dad to his 2 young children and a super husband to his wife. So enrollment into our full year curriculum of the Hero's Journey Learning Adventure was designed to be $15,000 per member. But today, enrollment is free. And I'll tell you what I mean by free here in a second. The Hero's Journey development cycle consists of 5 stages, 4 modules each, and then a bonus module for 21 modules in total. Stage 1 is titled Influence and Power, how to become irresistibly attractive and persuasive. You'll want that no matter what you choose to do in life. Stage 2, Captivate and Inspire, learning to trigger the emotions of others and mobilize them into action. This will help you get what you want in any circumstance. Stage number 3, Connect and Impact, the development of deep emotional intelligence and giving you the power to raise people up. This will help you make the impact that you seek in the lives of others. And stage 4, Strength and Character, gaining love and respect and developing audacious courage. You're going to need a whole lot more of that in this new world. And stage 5, Excellence and ever-growing expansion, the tools to build a bigger enterprise and the spiritual gift to motivate others. Bigger and better is what you want, right? You will absolutely love this, as more than 10,000 other global leaders already have. Real learning, real development takes place when you are doing it with a community of other people who've stepped forward to answer the call to adventure. This is the league of leaders that you're going to want to know going into the future. Being an alumnus of this heroes group will pay dividends for a lifetime. Here's how this will work. You will receive access to a new module, video training module, every other week, complete with an action guide, a quest to complete, and a community forum to interact with fellow heroes on the journey with you. The following week, you will gain access to a recorded mentor session with me that I did with our founding members that will answer your questions from the previous week's training and take you a whole lot deeper. So 21 training modules with 21 mentor sessions is 42 sessions in total, distributed over the course of a 1-year-long learning adventure and leadership development cycle. This will be incredibly fun and intensely enriching, I promise. This is the most extended period of time that I have contributed to the growth and development of members for a single training. The CEOs who paid me several $100,000 on an annual retainer would only get a 30-minute phone call once monthly. My 1-hour keynote fee is $65,000. I deliver you 50 times that, at least, inside this program. I mentioned enrollment was designed to be $15,000 per member, but then this dang COVID thing happened, and the need for enlightened and properly trained modern leaders became more important and urgent than ever. So, as a public service contribution, we supplemented the enrollment to make it only $4,995 per member, or at least we did that for a limited time, which is crazy. Think of what you spent for your BA or BS degree, probably between $50,000 and $100,000. $5,000 is 1/10 of that, and I guarantee you, far more valuable. You will learn more about how to be an effective leader in this new world and how to navigate a successful life in just the first stage of this hero's journey than you ever learned and used in your entire BA or BS degree. You will also receive this beautiful Heroes Guidebook when you enroll as a free gift. It is spectacular. We spared no expense. It is full 4-color throughout. We have labored intensely over this, and it is a marvel. Inside, it has a journey log to follow the training all along each module. The expertly designed action guide will help you complete each module. And then there is a quest given at the end of each module for you to complete to practice your new leadership skills and a whole lot more. It will be a thrilling adventure, and this will be your map all along the way. Now, I told you I was going to make this free, right? So let me show you how. Somebody asked me how our members get such incredible results from the hero's journey. The answer is member selection. We only seek those that are seeking us. You got to want it, and you got to be willing to back it up with action. So if you choose to take action, this will be free for you. If you join us from this broadcast, the first thing that I will do is contribute $2,000 from our Heroes Fund as a scholarship towards your enrollment. We carve out a percentage of all our revenue to endow what we call a Heroes Fund scholarship account. That immediately drops the enrollment from not $15,000, not $4,995, but now $2,995. Now, why am I doing that? Because I want to help. This is my personal mission, to positively influence influencers. By your taking action, you're proven to me you've got the ingredients to be a leader of consequence, even if you don't realize it yourself yet. After spending time with so many legendary leaders, I have found one of the foremost indicators of successful leadership is this: speed of decision making. Just please understand this. The $2,000 Heroes Fund scholarship is only available right now from this broadcast. Now, here is the second thing that I did to make this free for you. I went out and arranged the remaining enrollment balance to be fully financed. So instead of the now $2,995, it only takes $275 now to get in, and then paid monthly over the year. Literally less than the price of those designer shoes that you have at the bottom of your closet that you don't wear because they kill your feet. You could get into the hero's journey. Plus, you instantly get connected to the most extraordinary group of heroic leaders, all unusually driven to transform their communities and make their big positive impact on the world. Like-minded people, people just like you, and people that you want to be more like. People who are actively and generously engaged in sharing ideas, resources, contacts, and other valuable insights together. Now, let's talk about making this entirely free for you. I'll make you a bet. You ready? I'll bet you get 3 times your money. within the first 30 days of our adventure together, before finishing only the first stage of 5 stages total. I bet that you will see your way to a 3 times return on your investment. And if you do, you get paid in results. If you don't, you get paid back by me 100%, making this not only free, but if you stick with it, it pays you to grow. It pays you to grow into the highly paid leader that you are capable of becoming. I am guaranteeing it will make you money, which means the only way to lose money is by not joining us. I can't make it any easier or more self-evident than that. I hope that you see that I'm trying to do all that I can to help you become a victorious hero on your journey, to help you achieve the life that you were meant to live. Remember, if you choose not to join us, you risk remaining replaceable and vulnerable to technology, innovations, labor competition, and the collapsing middle class into the lower class. Who would get hurt if you don't level up your leadership skills? Don't just do this for you. Do this for all those counting on you, those who depend on you and look to you as an example. Those are the things that I think about to show you how sincere I am about drawing out your inner hero and wanting you to join us on this special learning adventure. I want to give you 2 additional gifts. Now, these gifts alone are worth many times more than your entire enrollment fee. Full disclosure here though, you can only get these gifts by registering from this broadcast now. They are not given to others who enroll elsewhere. This is just for you, for being here right now with me. Are we good? Understand the disclosure? Okay. This also gives you something to help you right away. As soon as you register, you'll have something right away. I did one of these $65,000 keynotes that I mentioned earlier for a group of international business leaders. They asked me a series of compelling questions, and I gave them direct, sometimes brutally honest, but vital answers to their important questions about what to be doing right now in this environment. All I can tell you is that the review from the session stated it was, quote, business, future, and fortune changing for those who were in attendance. But for you to get these crucial answers, you don't have to pay the $65,000 keynote fee. I will give you the entire recorded private mentoring session as my gift to you to kick off your new learning adventure. How's that for being cool, right? Speaking of cool, this is about the coolest thing that I could ever give you. This gift doesn't even have a price tag on it because you cannot buy it anywhere for any amount. It is truly priceless. The man who drew out my inner hero was my mentor, Jim Rohn. I spent 15 years with him while he was alive, but that just wasn't enough. So when he passed in 2009, I made a list of every question I ever wanted to ask him. And then I asked him, and he answered. How? I went into his lifetime library of work and I pulled out his answer to my important questions. And then I had a professional team suture my questions and his answers together in an unforgettable interactive encounter. In fact, just like how Natalie Cole, who never recorded a song with her late father, Nat Cole, was able to sing Unforgettable with him post-mortem. Putting this together was a monstrous project, but the result was so incredible, it made the work worth it. And man, the topics that we cover, the pearls of wisdom dispensed, it's unexplainable. You just have to experience it to understand. There are 4 full volumes to this series. Based on protected intellectual property rights, it is not for sale and cannot be for sale anywhere, but it is priceless. I have never given access to all 4 volumes, but if you join us on the hero's journey today, that will be my additional special gift to you. So to review here quickly, for only $275 to get started, then paid monthly for the year, you get the entire 5-stage, 42-session, full-year hero's journey growth adventure to becoming a modern leader. It was built to be $15,000, but with the $2,000 Heroes Fund scholarship that I'm including, it brings it to only $275 monthly, backed by a results 300% guarantee. Then these 2 special gifts just for being here with me now and answering your call to adventure. The recording of the $65,000 leadership advisory session and the priceless complete 4-volume audio series of Lessons of a Lifetime with Jim Rohn and Darren Hardy. Even if you activate your result guarantee and I give you your money back, which you won't want to do, But even if you do, you can keep the two special gifts that I'm giving you as being part of this broadcast, just to demonstrate my trust in you and my desire to be of help to you. You only have to step forward, cross the threshold, and answer your call. At least give yourself a shot. Give me a shot to prove that you have got it. Even if I'm half right about you, the only problem that you will have is wishing that we started your hero's journey long ago. So if you are ready to answer the call, you can click the link or the button on the page to get yourself enrolled quickly. I implore you, if you've made it with me this far, then I know, and you should know, that the voice inside you is real. It is what is keeping you here. It knows what you want. It knows that this can help you seize it. It knows this is what you have been waiting for, hoping for, praying for. You just have to take the heroic action. You see, the definition of a hero is simply an ordinary person put into an extraordinary circumstance who chooses to take action. Did you hear that? A hero is an ordinary person. So it is way okay if right now your hesitation is you don't feel ready, you don't feel extraordinary yet, you don't feel strong, courageous, or adventurous yet. That is exactly how all heroes started out. That's how I started out. It's how Richard Branson started out, how Oprah Winfrey, Steve Jobs, Warren Buffett, and anybody that you can think of. That is how every hero starts out. All of them. They told me. They are all quoted as saying that they once felt like an imposter, that they once felt unsure and uncertain. But here's what I know for sure. You can do it. You've gotten this far, right? So yes, you are equipped for this next challenge. The only thing separating you from the hero that is already in you is you choosing to take action. For the future of your kids, the future of your team, for the future of all those that you will come to inspire and influence, choose to take action. That is why you are here, what you are here to do, to inspire the people next to you. I like the way the late, great Kobe Bryant put it.
I think the definition of greatness is to inspire the people next to you. I think that's what greatness is or should be. It's not something that lives and dies with one person. It's how can you inspire a person to then in turn inspire another person that then inspires another person. And that's how you create something that I think lasts forever. And I think that's our challenge as people is to figure out how our story can impact others and motivate them in a way to create their own greatness.
That's right. Your story, the victor of your hero's journey, can inspire and motivate others to create their own greatness. That is what you are here to do, to inspire the greatness in others by demonstrating your own. Now, before the window closes and the opportunity is gone and all you have left is regret, the I shoulda, I woulda, I coulda, that too many people are suffering from these days, in the great gap that is widening, do not let yourself end up at the bottom because you didn't strike while the iron was hot. It's here. Strike now. If you're ready to rise, hit the link to enroll now. And for those that might still need a few questions answered before they can get off the dime, I'll take a few more minutes to hit some highlights. We'll put up a timer so that you know how long enrollment will remain open. Okay, so if we can put the questions up. Okay, first question. How does this compare to other leadership books, podcasts, or training courses that are out there? Oh yes, okay. There is plenty of noise out there under the subject of leadership. Lots of information, bits and pieces here and there. Most all of it is irrelevant to the small to medium-sized enterprise. Most all of it is theoretical and not actionable at all. Most all of it is geared towards corporate type leadership, and it's all just confounding and frustrating. And most certainly, most all of it is outdated and irrelevant to the modern world and work culture of today. As we discussed, the world has radically changed over the last few years, and leadership has radically changed as well. And there is very little actual real world training out there for this new circumstance, and nothing that is complete. There is no full-scale development system out there delivered and experienced over an extended period of time. One that is a fully immersive, engaging development program, led by somebody who has actually done it and been there, not just read about the promised land, but has been to the promised land, mapped out the route along the way, and is returning to simply hand you the map and not just leave you, now guide you by the hand all along the way to the promised land. I hope that you see the difference here. I needed a full-scale leadership development system for my own team, and I went out looking for it. It didn't exist. I looked hard. I spent 25 years looking. There is none. That is why I created it. So I had it for me, for my team. Hey, look. If we were already 6 months into the adventure together and you were already fully experiencing the power that you have to bring people together, to motivate, persuade, and positively influence them to be more courageous, to pursue bigger and bigger goals, and to realize much greater results as a team, and you were already seeing how this was having an effect on how you show up in your marriage, with your kids, with your friends, with your community, how your inspired example was having a positive ripple effect on all those around you, then you probably wouldn't be saying, let me think about it, Darren. You'd be saying, let's get going now. Am I right? So get yourself enrolled now. And let me ask you an honest question. What exactly is the worst thing that can happen here? What if I'm wrong and it doesn't work for you? What will you lose? You still have my personal guarantee. So nothing is left to chance here. I'm the only one taking a risk. I'm taking a risk on you. You see that, right? I know you're worth it. I'm willing to bet on you. How about you betting on you too? Okay, next question. All right, if I enroll, when does this start? Tell me more about how this will work. I live in Australia. Okay, great question. Your access to the first module starts immediately. You can watch at your leisure 24/7, 365 from anywhere in the world with an internet-connected device. The beauty of technology is that we can do this as a global community. You can be fully engaged from anywhere in the world at any time, no matter what time zone you live in, at your convenience. Once you enroll today, we will send you your access to the Darren Hardy Training Vault. I will be setting you up with all kinds of extra gifts and surprises and resources inside there as well. The Hero's Guidebook gift will be shipped to you right away, but you will get access to the Hero's Guidebook in digital form right away while you're waiting so that you can get started as fast as you want, okay? We'll make sure that you know where all those details are. We will be holding your hand every step of the way. We pride ourselves on long-term relationships with our heroes, and our A-team is passionately committed to delivering excellent member experiences. Okay, next question. Can I share this program with my team, my spouse, or my family? Here's how it works. 1 seat into the program per person, okay? 1 seat per person, not per couple, not per team, not per office, not per family, per individual human being. Just like an airplane, it's 1 seat per butt. Every butt needs its own seat. Every butt needs their own Hero's Journey member access, okay? Login credentials to the Darren Hardy Training Vault that are shared are easily identified, and any violation results in immediate member access and termination without a refund. Hey, look, just use your integrity on this. It's real simple. What an irony and shame it would be to forsake one's own integrity to go through a program about developing integrity of character, right? But besides the policing of it, there is a bigger reason to keep integrity on this. And this is a really big human behavior and performance tip here. Paying for it is a big part of getting an outcome for the participant. Here's one for your notes. People only pay attention to what they pay for. It's another odd and fascinating reality of our human condition, but it is a reality. You only get out of something what you put into it. Do not invest in the training doesn't rob me as much as it robs them. And I'm not just talking about the karmic repercussions. I'm talking about robbing them of that critical character growth, to have made the decision to make an investment in themselves, in their growth and better future. So make sure every participant is equally invested so that they are equally invested in creating results from the program. I hope that you have realized that this program is not for the taker, but for the contributor. It is not for the faker, but for the doer. It is not for the follower, but for the leader. It is for those that are serious about who they are and who they want to be for themselves and for the benefit of those around them. Before I move on to the next question, I just want to reiterate that when we close this broadcast, you lose direct access to the registration page. So be sure to go there before we end. All those extra bonuses and gifts do not apply to anybody registering elsewhere, okay? We're only a few moments from ending now, so you can hit the enroll button at any time and still stay with me here. Here's the next question. I already have other trainings and a coach. How does this fit in with that? Okay, hey, let's bottom line this for you. To make the decision before you as simple, clear, and certain as possible. You are here because you want at least these three things. Number one, you're worried for good reason about the future. You want to be sure that the future of your family is financially secure, no matter how the world, the economy, or technology changes. Am I right? I know what that feels like. I feel your pain. Think about this. Given what you see happening in the world around you over the past few years, where do you see yourself a year from now? Or even worse, 5 years from now? Do you think things are going to get even more intense in terms of all the sleepless nights and worrying? It doesn't have to be that way. We can put you fully in control of your future. In fact, we can set you up to make this year, the following, and all following thereafter, the best years of your life. Number two, in this new world emerging, you don't just want to be relegated to the bottom of the gap. Instead, you want to become indispensable. That means highly valuable and highly paid so that you can provide the abundant lifestyle that you've always promised to your family. That's what you want, right? This is where you can find it. Number three, and then beyond all that, you want to do something significant with your life. You want to do something that matters, something that has a positive impact on the lives of other people, particularly those people that you care about most. Am I right about that? Okay, then. Here's what we know for sure. Everything is in a radical stage of flux, change, and in constant progress, right? The only constant through all of this, the one skill that will always be indispensable and irreplaceable, is the skill of leading our ancient human species operating and using these new technologies. It takes humans to lead humans. Leadership is the indispensable skill. And we also know that what you know about leadership now is wrong. And to lead in the 21st century, you need to be retrained, re-equipped, and re-prepared. Once you do, you will have the magic carpet ride to take you across the gap to the top. There is no other complete leadership development system designed in and designed for the modern leadership era. I can tell you firsthand because I had to curate the entire industry for 25 years. It didn't exist, and no one else was really in a position to do so with all the exposure, experience, and access that I have had. So if you want to get from where you are to wherever it is that you want to go, if it's upward, if it's to the high pay scale, this is your call to action. Period. The end. Full stop. Act or don't. The choice is yours. Please don't misconstrue my certainty or enthusiasm for pressure. It's just I know that this is truly what you need right now to draw out that hero that I know that you have inside. That undeniable, untamed force desiring to be great if you only step into the courage to let it out. Any excuses that you have running through your head right now is just fear, self-doubt, and maybe some semblance of unworthiness. All that is BS. And the only way to conquer it is to feel the fear and act anyway, to step into it and cross the threshold to answer your call to adventure. Okay, so we are at the end here. Now is the time. The time has come for you to make that important decision. Are you going to choose to become indispensable or allow the fast progressing world to leave you behind? Are you going to rise to be the exception, or is being part of average good enough for you? All I can tell you is you weren't born to be good. You're here to be great. To play small, that's a sin against your nature. You were designed for greatness. Be sure of that. Now, you weren't born great. Greatness is developed. You grow into greatness. This growth adventure is what you have been looking for. The world needs your contribution. The world needs your originality, creativity, and humanity. The world needs your guts, passion, and relentlessness. The world needs your excellent work and the impact that it delivers. The world needs your leadership and your inspiring example. The world needs you. The world right around you. The ones who look up to you. They are the ones counting on you to choose to step up and to lead. As Aristotle said, choice, not chance, determines your destiny. The only thing different between you and any leader that you respect and admire out there is they made the choice to answer their call. Now, that choice is before you. Will you answer? Will you join us? These next 12 months are going to be heroic for those who join us on this journey. I hope that you're with us. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye for now.
We are facing a global crisis. No, not climate change, poverty, or politics. Those continue to exist because of this crisis. Lack of leadership.
Leaders of character, courage, emotional intelligence, and integrity.
The world needs you
To step up, to lead, to light the path forward for others. This is your call to adventure.